Hi all. Um, I don't really know how to begin this. Okay, first of all, I hope everyone is doing well. I know it's been a really long time, and yeah, I've just been super nervous to do a video like this to kind of explain everything. And I think the longer I put it off, the easier it became not to do it. And unfortunately, that's just my procrastination style. Um, and I have been feeling guilty for a really long time about not doing it. And I think it probably was like a month ago now. Liam Duke did a video explaining why his channel is ending from the way that it was. And honestly, it was what really inspired me to sit down and finally do this, since it's been on my mind to do for a really long time. I was just a coward and Liam was brave. So I'm taking a page out of Liam's book. Probably a little less articulate though, and giving this a crack. So I guess I will just explain the overarching things first, and then I will go into specifics. I know people have been worried about me. I know I haven't been active. I've kind of turned off like all notifications, pretty much, including Discord, which I know people over there have been, people have been worried, and people have thought that I just ran away, which is not totally inaccurate. But I wanted to give my reasonings and explain. And as I said, I was extremely nervous about that prospect of doing that, especially since it's been a really long time since I've put myself on camera. So overall, the reasons as to why I stopped being active on YouTube is because people who have been around a while ago and with me when I was going through some mental health dips and lulls and stuff, kind of knew that my plan was to take it a bit more easier and like take a break and then come back and like finish off some series, or seasons I should say. And that actually didn't happen. And I want to kind of explain why. When I took some time away and was focusing on where my interests at the time, and still are at the time of recording this, lied, that was outside of watching television and doing reaction videos, I realized that it just made me happier to not force myself to make these videos. Liam touched on this a bit. It's incredibly difficult to force yourself to push through feeling like you don't want to do this anymore, or it's become like a chore and it's not fun. And that's the thing, it's not enjoyable and it's not motivating. It's just really hard to do it. And when I took a step back and focused on other things, I realized that coming back to it was not going to be most beneficial. And I just took some time off, thinking I would only take a few more months off, and the months just kept piling up, as I'm sure you guys are aware. And it's incredibly a lot of work to do, especially by yourself, when you are not feeling it. And I really wasn't feeling it. And I know I've talked about like my interest lying elsewhere. I just wanted to focus on other things. Like I got really back into reading, which sounds weird, I know, putting it like that, but to the point where like, you know, I read like 100 books a year now, kind of thing. And I just love it so much. I love reading, and I started writing for myself and things like that. And I've gone through a pretty transitional period during that time, and it just became harder and harder to address why I felt like I needed to take a step back. So now I guess I'll go into some specifics. First off, my interest just changed. I haven't really watched much television in terms of the style of shows I was reacting to. I've just been reading a lot, and as I said, I've been writing, and I've actually gone back to university as well. So that took a pretty big chunk of my time, and I was still at the time working high part-time hours, and I also was going through difficulties at work with management. I had a workplace injury, which wasn't too bad or anything. It was just a bit of a lower back issue, which I then had to go to physiotherapy for. And it just became easier to focus on those things and not this. And that is unfortunately my fault. And I didn't handle things the way that I should have. And I know that now. But I am also human and I make mistakes. And that one is a pretty big one in terms of this channel. And then after all that stuff with work, I actually ended up quitting my job, getting a new job, which was actually at a hospital. And that was very demanding for a while. Very hard. I didn't have the mental capacity to even think of anything else besides sleep, honestly, when I got home. And I was still studying as well. And working full-time hours. I was working 80 hours a fortnight, which for some people I know isn't like a lot, but here in Australia, that's a lot. Like it's full-time hours, but it's the first time I worked full-time hours, and it really was difficult for me. During this time at working at the hospital as well, I got COVID. And when I say I got COVID, I mean I got COVID. I got knocked around so much. I was really, a whole month, I was like gone. Specifically 2 weeks of it. And I still have a bit of a lingering cough. And sometimes I still feel like I need to take slightly deeper breaths every once in a while. So yeah, that knocked me around for a while. And literally it took me about a month and a half to get my energy levels back, and about 3 weeks for that mental fog kind of to lift. Anyone who's had it bad will understand that it was not fun. And that also just kind of took my mind off things for a while. The next point is going to be slightly vague. It's still really fresh. It's still happening. So if I get a little emotional, kind of like I am now, sorry. I have a family member who I am not going to specifically say who it is, but very close, obviously, family member, like immediate family member, who is sick at the moment. It's not something that's easy fixed with an operation or anything like that. Unfortunately, it's a disease that's going to take its time. And yeah, it's just been a lot to deal with. So that really kind of just added to everything, unfortunately, of feeling like I couldn't do anything in terms of this. Like, I didn't handle it very well. I'm still not sure I'm handling it very well, but I'm taking one day at a time, and I have to help out with this family member as well. So it's just, at the moment, it's just a lot. So trying to figure out at the time my work schedule, my life, as well as my university schedule, and then life circumstances out of my control happening, it all piled on, and it just made it easier to say, not now, I won't do that video, not now. And I have put it off for such a long time, and honestly, that is a huge mistake, because I feel really awful about it. And like I said, I've just been so apprehensive and nervous to make this video. I am really sorry that some people feel like it is an excuse if they do, and I'm really sorry that I wasn't better and I didn't handle the situation better. So where does this leave my channel, my feelings? I don't want to delete the channel. I don't want to take that away, but I can't guarantee that I will feel like I can come back and make those videos. I still have all the videos and files stored away, so it is potentially a possibility, but I don't want to give false hope, because how I've been feeling is just like it was really a chore, and I didn't want to force myself to feel kind of, in lack of a better word, miserable doing it, when I knew I could read a book and I'll be having more fun doing that. My interests are still with reading as a forefront, but I do still watch television, but I almost exclusively watch anime now, which is a really big turnaround, honestly, since I never thought I would be into anime. So I feel like if I was to kind of do videos again, the only thing that I would be remotely interested to release would be the reactions to Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, because I did record all of them. But even then, I don't know how I feel, and I don't know how this is going to be perceived as well by everyone. Probably not well, and I'm expecting that, to be honest. I know I've been like no communication, dead silent, but I just wanted people to know that that really wasn't my intention. It really wasn't planned. It's just life happened, and life is still happening, and unfortunately some aspects of it from in my personal life is just going to get harder and harder and harder, and it's been a lot for a while. But in other areas, it might not seem it from this, but I've been doing a lot better with my mental health. Overall, I think I've been doing pretty well compared to what I was, and I don't know if that was a bit of a coincidence of me just working harder on myself, but also taking a real big step back, one that was not intentional from this channel. But as I said before, the longer I was away and just giving myself a break, the more, at ease I felt and less anxious and everything like that. So I don't know if I can confidently say I can come back and do that, because I am afraid that I don't have the time for it and that things might not go very well for me personally. But I don't want to say never either. I still, as I said, have the reactions and it's a possibility. But if I was to come back, it would be a very different channel. I haven't even watched any of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or Veronica Mars for a very, very, very long time. And to be honest, I don't really feel like watching them at the moment. So I haven't. And I know that could be disappointing for some people. It's just, as I said, my interests lie elsewhere, which is pretty much reading and anime. I don't really know where this leaves the channel, to be honest, and I was trying to put this video off until I figured out exactly what I wanted to do with the channel as well. That was another reason, but it just kind of never came together or happened. So this is very up in the air and everything, but I really just don't know what I want to do with the channel moving forward. I just don't know if I can come back the way that it was, if I do come back at all. And it's a lot of time, it's a lot of effort for something that you don't enjoy. And unless you try it yourself, it's quite easy to kind of, from an outside, judge people for being slow uploaders or, taking time away and coming back. Or maybe not everyone obviously would do that, but, the possibility of people thinking that is there. I just didn't know what to say. I was anxious about people's reactions because I don't even know what to do. It's a bit of a hot mess over here at the moment. But as I said, Liam Duke's video really kind of gave me the kick in the ass that I think I needed to sit down here and say some things to everyone. I am human. I make mistakes. I go through things. And every time I thought about doing this, I kind of was so anxious to the point where I couldn't even figure out what to say. So that just really made it easier not to do. But I don't want to take the easy way out, and I want to tell people kind of what's been going on, why I've been gone, and why I may never come back. But as I said, I never want to say never. I'm just not going to be super active. It's just kind of got to the point where I've been away for too long and I can't really explain it very well. And this is a big blabbling mess. I feel like if I was to come back, this would turn into an anime reaction channel rather than anything else. And I know that's, again, not what people signed up for. So that's another reason why I've been really nervous to kind of do this, because it's turning into something that people weren't signing up for from the beginning. And that makes me nervous as well. You guys made it really fun to interact with people within, the communities that were started for the different shows and things like that. And I don't want people to think that I'm not grateful, because I am. And if anything happens in the future where I feel like I could potentially come back or feel like doing, those shows that I left off doing, I will be way more better at keeping you guys posted over here. But where I stand right now, my feelings haven't fully changed. Yeah, I know it's not what everyone wants to see. It's not what everyone wants to hear. And I am sorry that I took this long to do this video. I think that's probably enough rambling. I think I got what I wanted to say across mostly. I just really would like to possibly ask for just a little less judgment, maybe. If you watched this long, congratulations, you're a bloody trooper, because this was nonsense pretty much. But yeah, please just take into account that I didn't handle things well. I know I didn't, and I just would like to please ask that you don't judge me so harshly. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. I really do appreciate all the support from people throughout the years, and I am okay for the most part. I really don't know how to end this now. It's just been a weird 20 minutes or whatever it's been doing this. So thank you again for your understanding. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching always before. I'm going to be better at answering comments. Now that this video is up and everything's out, I don't feel like I have to hide anymore. I definitely felt like I did before. So if you have any questions or you want to yell at me, do it in the comments below, I guess. But anyway, I'm going to end this video here. I guess I will see you guys in the comments, but I really can't apologize enough for the way that this was delayed and the way that I've handled some things, and I am so apologetic. I hope you all have a lovely day or night or whatever it is, wherever you're watching this from, and I'll see you guys around. Bye.